All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Chad with Advising Men. I had a reader send me a email about the no contact rule, so I thought I would answer that for him. I thought it'd be a good video to do for everybody. In my Get Your Ex Back series, the 5-part series, I talk about the no contact rule, and basically it's to not contact her after you've been dumped, to not contact her at all. No contact, no liking photos, no texts, no DMs, no nothing. Total no contact. 100%. A lot of people think that the reason that you're doing that is to make them think about you more, make them want you more. And yes, 100%. If you're contacting them every day, every other day, every week, and you're not letting them kind of detox from the breakup, then you're making a huge mistake. You should not contact them at all, because it does help your chances getting that person back if that's what you truly want. But the reason that I talk about the no contact rule is really the opposite. It's not for her, it's for you. You have to take that time, reevaluate the relationship, reevaluate yourself, and ask yourself some questions, because more than likely, if you're in a situation where you've been broken up with, number one, there's reasons why she broke up with you. So you have to figure those out. Number two, depending on your level of anxiety, that has a direct correlation with your level of overinvestment in her and in this relationship. That's a big problem that guys have. They will put everything in a relationship, and more than likely, there's some version of you stopped worrying about your stuff and started worrying about her stuff. At that point, that's when the relationship begins to falter. So I've got some questions here that you need to ask yourself, and you need to think about this no contact time, whether it's, I don't know what dating coach you're listening to. Some say 2 weeks, some say 30 days, some say 60 days, and then here's the magic text to send to see if they're interested again or whatever. It's a case-by-case thing, guys. This is for you, not for them. If you take all the information that I'm putting out and you gear it for yourself, because I don't want to put out information and you say, oh, well, I'm going to get better so I can get a girl. That's a horrible combination. You think you're getting better, but basically all you're doing is you're covering up the inadequacies. You're not taking care of them. You're not getting rid of them. You're just covering them up. And you can do that by acting better, looking better, saying the right things, doing the right things. But if you're only doing and saying those things to get a girl back, then it's not real. And number one, you're fooling yourself and you know it. Number two, she'll eventually realize it too. And that's why a lot of relationships that get back together after a breakup, they don't last. Whether it's just dating or even a marriage. A lot of times when a marriage gets back together, it won't last. And that's why, is because you're not really truly doing things that are real. You're just saying and doing the things that she needs to hear, or you think she needs to hear, for her to stay around. Okay? That is an overinvestment in the relationship. So, let me go through these questions you can ask yourself. Why would I want them back? That's the number one question. You need to look at everything in that relationship, positive and negative. Everything. You need to really honestly evaluate what are the negatives and what are the positives, and really actually look at the negatives. It could be something as small as, we aren't compatible in this area, and this is an area that's huge to me but doesn't matter to her, and it really is starting to bother me. The further you get away from the relationship and the longer you don't have contact with that person, the more you're going to be able to see those things clearly. And that's extremely important, that you see clearly all the negatives, because those negatives could really be the thing that breaks everything open, pulls you away, and gets you on a better path. Okay? Question 2. Why do I feel so hurt and so confused? Guys that have structured their life and they've built their life and they're secure. When a breakup happens, if they get dumped for whatever reason, or it's whatever, however it happens, if a guy has his life together and he's on his purpose and he's secure in his life, a breakup might suck for a little bit, but it shouldn't take but 3 or 4 weeks and you're back to normal, if not even, less than that. It really depends on how long the relationship went on. But you should be able to go, oh, okay, well, this sucks, but I'm moving on. And immediately be able to start gearing your mindset towards moving on. But if you're laying in bed for 6 months, crying every night, there's an issue. And the issue isn't her. The issue is you aren't where you actually need to be. Okay? So it's very important you ask that question too. Third question. Why did I put their needs and wants ahead of mine in the relationship? This is a huge thing to look at. One of the main reasons relationships fail is you stop worrying about your stuff and you start worrying about her stuff. You start worrying about fixing her faucet. You start worrying about taking her kids to school in the morning or picking them up from school for her or doing this or doing that, whatever it is. Actually make a list. What are all the things I do for her? And go back as far as you want. What did I do for her? Make a list. Then make a list, what did she do for me? You're probably going to see a huge discrepancy in the amount of things you did for her compared to the amount of things she did for you. That is a telltale sign that you're not worrying about your stuff, you're worrying about her stuff. That is a relationship killer, 100% a relationship killer. So ask yourself that question. Number 4, how much did I change from the man I was before the relationship compared to the man in the relationship? Look back at what your life was, how your life was before you met her, what you were doing. Did you travel? Did you hang out with friends more? Whatever. Okay? Who were you before the relationship? Who were you after the relationship or during the relationship? And I would guess that closer to the end, you started latching onto her more and more and more and more because you felt like something was going on. So you wanted to latch on even more. And as you latched on even more, it made her even more, it made her want to push you away. You were pulling, she was pushing. Okay? It's so important that you sit back and you actually come to the point where you go, okay, first and foremost, do I want to be with somebody that doesn't want to be with me? Do I want to be with somebody that doesn't want to be with me? Of course, everybody's answer is no. And if it's not, there's a lot of work to do. But everyone's answer should be no to that. And if someone broke up with you, no matter the reason, that means they didn't want to deal with the issues. They didn't think you were worth it enough to stay and say, hey, here's some issues that we need to work on. Instead, they thought it was easier, no matter how much it hurts you, they thought it was easier to just walk away. Think about themselves more than thinking about you. Flip that around. How much during the relationship did you think about them more than they thought about you? So the whole time, they're not thinking about you as much as you're thinking about them. During the relationship and even at the breakup, they're considering their feelings more than they're considering yours. So the no contact rule is for you, not for her. Okay? You have got to take this time to grow, to read, to get some self-realization going. and obviously, you can go through my get your ex back steps. Those steps are for you. Those steps aren't for her. If she comes back around, that's it is if she comes back around, then at that point, it's your decision to take her back or not. But it's very important that she comes back to you. If you reach out to her, then that's her saying, or that's her sitting there going, well, I don't know. I'm not sure. Okay, if she comes back to you, she's sure. And then at that point, you make the decision, but you also regain the power in the relationship, which is extremely important. So there's so many things that are negative to you continuing to chase after her, but there's only positives to her coming back to you. And when she comes back to you, because you have used the no contact time to recenter yourself and to ground yourself, she's coming back to a centered, grounded guy, more closely related to the guy she probably started dating, not the guy that she broke up with. Okay? You need to think about one last thing. If you are not focusing on making your life better, okay, getting out of your comfort zone in every aspect of your life, okay? Comfort is a slow death. Never forget that. Comfort is a slow death. Growth comes when you are in turmoil and when you don't. Growth comes with pain. Growth comes with work. Comfort is death, not pain. Comfort is death. Okay, so a lot of times when guys are not really pushing in their life, they're not really pushing forward, they bring a girl into their life because it makes them feel better about themselves. That they have someone that loves them or says they love them. You bring that girl into your life, and then that relationship is now compensating for the fact that you aren't doing what you need to do in your life to become better in all aspects of your life. How many guys do you know, and you may not have even ever thought of it this way, but how many guys do you know, their entire life revolves around their girlfriend or wife? Their entire life revolves around their children and their wife. Okay? That's comfort. That's comfort. Yes, of course they should have a good relationship with their wife. Yes, of course they should have a good relationship with their children. That's obvious. If you think I'm saying anything different, sorry, you're an idiot. But at any time in a man's life, no matter if there's children, a wife, whatever, at any time in a man's life, he should be moving forward in the aspects of his life that are important to him. And if you are not doing that, and you're just like sitting back on the couch, we're in the routine, whatever it is, girlfriend, wife, family, whatever, if you're not doing that, you are compensating with a relationship for you not being the man you're supposed to be. That's just plain and simple. You need to think about that. How many times in my life have I compensated with something because I wasn't getting up and going to the gym, because I wasn't doing the things I need to do in business? I wasn't making the money that I need to make. It's really easy to say, well, I make $60,000 a year, and if I find a girl that makes 40, then we're making $100,000 a year, and we can just kick back and enjoy life, go on 2 vacations a year, just go and do our jobs, get the 401k started up, have a couple kids, and retire whenever. That's all fine and good, but what if it all goes down in flames and ends in divorce? Where are you, buddy? Where are you? Now you're paying child support out of that 60. Hopefully you got a little bit of a raise, but now you're paying child support out at 60 and your own personal finances, keeping yourself going. What do you got left to go out and meet another girl? Not much. Plus you have children now that another woman has to deal with. Nobody think you guys, you don't think ahead on this stuff. Always focus on making your life better. Make more money. Get your fitness where it needs to be. Get your style where it needs to be. Keep it there. Keep growing it. Grow as a person. Get better and better and better and better every single year of your life. If you're doing that, if a girl doesn't want to be around you, fine. She wasn't meant to be there. There's another one in line. Not worried about it. But you're still going to stay on your purpose and keep moving forward, living in your identity, figuring out what that is, and moving towards it every single day of your life. So, no contact rule. Not for her, it's for you. It's for you to take that time, get recentered, get regrounded, figure out what you need to do, and then move forward. Until next time, guys, pick me up at advisingmen@gmail.com. Send emails to advisingmen@gmail.com. I'm available for private coaching, and we can get you straightened out a whole lot faster than just watching a few videos. I'm still getting this channel started, so the videos are coming, whenever I have spare moments in my schedule. So your quickest, easiest way to get any answers is advisingmen@gmail.com. Okay? And until next time, guys, make sure you're staying on your purpose, not worrying about women. Stay on your purpose. The women come. Okay? Make yourself the best man that you can be. We'll talk to you later.